up, team? PineAPPLe team, PineAPPLe, yes. Welcome to PineAPPLe TV, yes. This is life. Let's grow together. You know, I was talking to a friend earlier today, and it had me come to a realization, not a realization, but it came to thought, it came to mind that this happens to so many of you and so many of us out there, that there's too many good people. There's too many good people that get taken advantage of. Too many good people that just get treated like shit. You know, I was talking to a lady friend of mine at All City Writers. Very good woman, good heart. But unfortunately, just hearing her speak, and it's just a common theme that I always run across, and it's good people getting taken advantage of. Good people not realizing that the person that they ended up being with, the person that they were friends with, the person that they thought had their back or whatnot, ended up being somebody completely different, and ended up screwing them, taking them for granted, taking their energy, taking their good vibes. And so that's why we're creating this video. How can a good person such as yourself, avoid the bad vibes? How can a good person like yourself avoid the takers, the negative people? And I'm gonna give you three suggestions, and it's more like, 3 suggestions, 3 indicators that you can look out for, so you can protect yourself. Because man, you know, there's only so many bad beats, so many bad actions that we can take, because there's so many things that are geared to hurt us, that we can only take so much, we can only wear so much armor, we can only protect ourselves so much. So I'm gonna give you three indicators to look for when you're meeting somebody new, so you can filter them out, you can get the feeling, so you can start trusting your gut again. Because obviously right now, if you're watching this and you're hurt and you're protective of your heart, of your vibes, rightfully so, because out here, it's a bunch of wolves, and they will take it from you if they see that you're not well equipped with your self-love. So here's three things. The first is more of a realization. The first is an assessment. You remember, quite often, almost every video that I mention, we're comprised of 5 things: our emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, and financial pillars. Basically, this makes us all up. These 5 components, you can throw anything in life and it can fit into these 5 categories. With that, you know, you gotta assess, like I mentioned, what do you need emotionally? What do you need physically? What do you need mentally? What do you need spiritually? What do you need financially? See, a lot of us, we need a lot of love because we grew up without it. And so if we're really needy and we need the love, we're gonna attach ourselves to people quite quickly. So for us to not feel like we need to jump into things, we need to prove to ourselves often that we can love ourselves first before we search for it out there. Another thing to look for is physically. A lot of people, they believe people when they look a certain way. They believe people when they say things, when they look pretty, when they look fine, when they look sexy. And that's just another way of, how would I mention it? Another way of people fooling you, because that's just the outside. One way to get past this is to ask a certain question. Cover that in another video, but to ask a question so you can get past the looks. Mentally, you know, people who, I'm kind of getting off track. Realize your needs first. We'll start there. Realize what you need, so when people talk to you, when people speak to you, when people are around you, you're not just jumping into whatever they're trying to tell you, you know? Another one would be constantly complaining. There's so many people out there who just complain. And more than likely, you have friends that complain all the time, and it wears on you. To hear other people dump their garbage, dump their things on you daily, you don't deserve that. So avoid those people who constantly complain. Last thing, Avoid the people who keep telling you what to do. Avoid the bad vibes, the people that keep telling you what to do, because one, I know they never ask you how you could actually figure it out. Instead of them understanding and listening to actually what you're going through, they're trying to fix your problems while you're talking to them. How many of us actually want to have our problems fixed right away? We all do. But how can anybody fix it if they're not really listening, right? They need to see the whole picture. They need to see the whole picture. So those are the three tips, three tips to help yourself avoid the bad vibes, avoid the people who are out there to take your life away. They're there to take your good vibes. So one, assess your needs first. Assess yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Avoid the people who constantly complain. And the last one, avoid people who tell you what to do. Because how do they know your whole situation? They don't know you emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially all the way through. They're just taking the small piece of information that they know and just fucking telling you you're doing it wrong. Telling you you're doing it wrong when nobody's perfect. Nobody got it all right. And here's the secret. I tell this to everyone, or I don't tell. I suggest this secret to everyone. Everyone's hurting. And nobody really has it figured out. Nobody. So with that said, if you have any questions, please, reach out. I know you're going through something. I know we're all going through it, but hang in there. We're gonna get through. Always love from me to you. Hella smiles. Let's keep going. Let's stay magical. Mwah.